Hey guys, Reese here. For this week's Rock Song of the Week, we're actually going to go back a few decades to the 60s. What we're looking at is Get Off My Cloud, a single by the Rolling Stones from 1965. So what this was it was the follow-up single to their wildly successful I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which just performed great on the charts. Everyone loved it. And, after they released that song, they were like, oh, sweet, we've made it. This is awesome. It feels so good and everything. And then right away, the record company was like, okay, hey, let's get rolling. What's your next big single? And so they're like, but we just did that one. But the record company's like, I know, but let's go. And so this was kind of like their tongue-in-cheek response to that, hey, man, get off my cloud. I'm so happy right now. I'm so high up there right now. Just back off. And it starts out with the Charlie Watts drums. And I've always been a fan of what he does on the drums. He always adds kind of like a harder edge to the drums than a lot of bands from the 60s, which I think is kind of cool. It kind of set the tone for a lot of heavy metal and hard rock bands to follow in the 70s and 80s. You've got great guitar part from Keith Richards, who actually played the rhythm guitar part, but it's the main part that you hear, and then Brian Jones played lead guitar. It's got just swaggering vocals from Mick Jagger, just loud, rude, just everything. And it's a really loud song, everything kind of comes together and it just kind of hits you. But yet it's also really catchy, I feel like sometimes those songs are kind of hard to listen to. But this is a really approachable song. It's fun to listen to. It's not very long, but it sounds good. It kind of sets the tone. The whole song kind of sets the tone for some of the bands that would come later. And that's one thing I've always liked about the Rolling Stones, maybe a little bit more than the Beatles, is, they kind of had that hard, rough edge that really kind of paved the way for bands to change the way rock was in the 70s and 80s. So it's a really cool song. It's kind of fun, with this week's Rock Song of the Week, we're obviously going back a little further. So check it out. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back next week.